Hi, this is Ron Darling.
This is Skip Lockwood.
Hi, I'm Ron Swoboda of the 69 New York Mets, and you're listening to MetsMusings with Gary Mack.
Now it's time for some New York Mets baseball talk. Here's Gary Mack bringing you the latest news and analysis from Mets Nation and the world of baseball on another edition of MetsMusings.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of MetsMusings. Hope everybody had a terrific week out there, and we are almost there. It is almost opening day. We're about 24 hours plus away from it, and the excitement is starting to build as the Mets are beginning to start their 2025 season. Now, we have not seen the complete roster, so I'm gonna lay it out, and it's more or less a prediction. There might be one or two changes that are different when the actual roster comes out tomorrow, and it'll probably be tomorrow right before game time. And the reason for this is they could still make a signing of somebody that was released by a team at the last minute in spring training. And, anything's possible because they're probably still looking for an infielder or a reserve infielder that can play all of the positions and has more experience, as they really would like to send Soto out to get more playing time and to play and get seasoned at AAA. So that's still a possibility with 24 hours to go. There's some other questions too that could be answered, but Let's go and take a look at my predictions for who's going to be on this team come this season. Now, the starting lineup is going to look something like this. We're going to have Juan Soto out in right field. Jose Siri, Tyrone Taylor are going to play center field. We don't know how the mix is going to be as of yet. But there will be some combination with that. I'm sure Nimmo might slide over to play some games there, and we could go with a hot hand. Who knows? But that's probably the idea, and Nimmo will be in left field. Let's go around the infield. It's going to be Alonso at first, Beatty at second for the most part. Though I don't believe Beatty will start opening day only because there's a left-handed pitcher starting. So my guess would be if Acuna makes the roster, Acuna will start opening day in Houston against Framber Valdez, the Astros pitcher, a lefty, who they are starting in game one. So that would be my guess there. They would not start a left-handed hitter against a tough lefty. So Acuna will get the start there. But Beatty's going to get most of the time at second until McNeil comes back, I believe, especially if he hits. Of course, Lindor will be leading off and playing shortstop, and Mark Vientos will be at third, looking to build on last year's success. He had a terrific year, even though he didn't come up until, May 1st or late April. He had been up and then went down and came back up and stuck with this team and really had a terrific season. Let's hope he can continue that and build on that. Behind the plate, Luis Torrens will be getting the bulk of the catching early on the season, and that's because of the injury to Francisco Alvarez. Until he comes back, Torrens will be the number one catcher. And the Alvarez and the McNeil injuries really threw a monkey wrench into the Mets' plans, but they had built for depth, so they're ready to go. Torrens will step in at number one, Beatty will step in at second, and it gives him a chance to get a spot on a major league roster, as well as Acuna, but I don't know if Acuna is going to see as much playing time here, because of the fact that he is the right-handed hitter in a lefty-righty platoon. So we'll have to see how that works out. Now let's take a look at the starting rotation on this particular card. I have Clay Holmes there only because he's going to be the starting day pitcher. But let's go to the rest of the rotation as we see it now. We mentioned Clay Holmes. He's up there in the left. He'll be starting opening day, and we'll have Tyler McGill and Griffin Canning and David Peterson and Kodai Senga will be the starting rotation starting off the new season. Frankie Montas and Sean Manaea have been out with injuries, and they were counted on to be a big part of the rotation, and they're not going to be available for opening day. So they are rehabbing though, and the good news on that is that Sean Manaea has begun to throw. So that's a good thing right there, that at least we are seeing some action from Manaea, so he may be back sooner than we think. Montas is going to be a little bit longer, and it will set up an interesting situation. The Mets had talked about going to a six-man rotation to give Kodai Senga a little bit more time. That has been rendered impossible about now, but when Manaea comes back, if the five are pitching fairly well, then it's possible that they could go to a six-man rotation. So we'll have to see that when that comes. And all five of these guys pitched terrific in spring training. Let's hope they can carry that into the regular season. That would be great. The Mets could get off to a fast start and not burn out the bullpen. And speaking of the bullpen, we've got the bullpen here as we see it right now. Reed Garrett, Paul Blackburn will be in the bullpen. And don't forget, he is a starter. So he could be into the mix as well if Canning or any of the other starters fail. They could move Blackburn in. He'll be the long man out of the pen right now. And as well as Graynick, who it appears will make the team. Question on that as well. We'll see how that pans out. And we've got Ryan Stanek and Edwin Diaz and Jose Butto. Danny Young will make the team as the second left-handed pitcher with A.J. Minter. So we'll have two lefties in the bullpen, which gives them a lot of flexibility as we go along. Now, I do not have a card, unfortunately, for the what I wanted to do was with the bench, so please excuse that. But we can talk pretty much about it. The bench is going to be Acuna or Beatty, whoever's not playing. It's going to be Taylor or Siri, whoever's not playing. It's going to be Jesse Winker or Starling Marte, whoever's not DHing, they will be DHing. And the backup catcher is going to be Hayden Sanger until Alvarez comes back. So that's literally the bench. And is it a great bench? No, it's not awful. I mean, if you've got Winker, and he can also play outfield, so that would move one of the outfielders, whether it may probably be Nimmo. They want to give him a day off. Winker or Marte could go out to play left field. So the defense isn't the same, but you give up certain things sometimes to give the guy a rest. So, but that's all possibilities that the Mets have, and luckily they have the flexibility to do these sort of things. So, what do I think about the Mets season? I think they can finish first or second and in the East and win 93 to 95 games. That's quite an improvement from last year, but I think this team can do it. I think it's all going to be at the start they get off to and how the pitching holds up. If this rotation can stay together and pitch well and not burn out the bullpen, I think that it will be a good season for the Mets. And if they can stay healthy, there are a lot of reinforcements. You will have Minaya, you will have Montas, you will have Alvarez, you'll have McNeil coming back. You'll have the possibility of a Nolan McLean or a Brandon Sproat coming. Maybe even a Jet Williams if they needed him. I don't think he's ready quite yet, but one never knows. So this team has a big chance to move on. Of course, it all depends upon how it works out. And that's yet to be. But that's my prediction for the 26-man roster. Let me know if you agree or disagree. We'll know more tomorrow anyway, once the final rosters come out. So surprises, there could be some surprises. Not much. They already told Donovan Walton that he wasn't going to make the team, so I don't think that's a surprise there. They could change their mind, of course, if they really feel that Acuna needs to get more seasoning. That could be a change there. But I just don't think that's something they're going to do at this point in time. Again, they could sign somebody and bring them in, but time is short, so I don't know whether or not they will do that. But one thing they will do is they will have new road uniforms for the 2025 season, as we see here. We see those unis there, and let's get a better. We have a better picture. We have actual picture of the uniform. There we go. There's the jersey. As you can see, the blue piping around the edges and down the front is gone. There'll be no piping. It's be replaced by blue and orange around the neck and around the sleeves. And also the blue piping and orange will go down the pants legs, replacing the blue piping only that used to be in the Mets uniforms. It'll now be blue and orange piping down the leg. So a little bit of a change in the road uniforms for 2025. We already saw the all blue alternate uniform jersey that they'll wear, probably with the gray pants, I would imagine, and they've worn them all spring, so we're used to seeing those. But this is the new road gray uniform that they'll be showing off starting tomorrow on opening day. Now, these are more reminiscent of the, I guess it was the late 70s, early 80s pullover jerseys. These will be a button-down, but the pullover jerseys that they had with that sort of piping after they got rid of the racing stripes, as they were called. And it's a smaller piping on the leg than the old racing stripes was, but a new look for hopefully a new winning team, and they'll be wearing them in the World Series hopefully this year. That's being a little optimistic. All right, let's do this. Let's take a break and come back right after this.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for interesting baseball talk, opinions, and history.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for barbecue recipes, tips, and interviews from the world of barbecue. If you like baseball and if you like barbecue, then tune in to Baseball and BBQ. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and BaseballTalkRadio.com.
Okay, and we're back, and let's take a look at the opener and the Houston Astros of 2025. They had some departures and added some new players. Longtime players are gone. Alex Bregman left in free agency, went to the Boston Red Sox. Kyle Tucker was traded to the Chicago Cubs. And the Phillies gaps, the Astros acquired third baseman Isaac Paredes and first baseman Christian Walker. Additionally, veteran second baseman Jose Altuve is transitioning to left field. He was a second baseman his whole career, but with the emergence of a prospect Cam Smith, the Astros are going to move Altuve out to left field, which will be an interesting experience and transition to watch. He was a fixture at second, now moving to left, and I saw in a couple of spring training games he had a little bit of trouble out there, so we'll see how that works out. But Altuve's a terrific player, and you got to find a spot for him, especially with the way he can get on base and hit. So moving Altuve to left field, the projected lineup looks something like this: Altuve, Paredes, the DH Yordany Alvarez, the first baseman Christian Walker hitting cleanup, Diaz, Yanni Diaz, the catcher, hitting fifth, Jeremy Pena at short, hitting sixth, center fielder Chas McCormick at center field. Second base could be Mauricio Dubon or the aforementioned Cam Smith. Right field would be manned by Jake Myers. So that's a quick look at the Houston Astros lineup. Their rotation is going to be going to have probably these five guys. We know Framber Valdez, Hunter Brown, Spencer Arrighetti, Luis Garcia, and Ronel Blanco. Valdez will start against Clay Holmes. McGill will go in the second game for the Mets, to be determined who the Astros will pitch on Friday and Saturday. They haven't decided and set their rotation. The Mets have set up the rotation to be Holmes, McGill, and Canning. So reason being is I believe that Houston has a heavily right-handed hitting lineup, so the Mets are throwing the right-handers against them. So that's one thing to watch as well. Houston has a top prospect. We've been talking about him a little bit. Cam Smith, he made a significant impression during spring training. He is expected to contribute during the season. Additionally, Zach Cesenzo is vying for a roster spot and could provide depth in the infield. Now, even with the roster changes, Houston is still, they're mid-age, I guess. They're not an old team. They're not a young team. They're just over 30, the average age. The Astros are projected to remain contenders in the AL West. And analysts predict a regular season record of 91-71. And I think a lot of people are counting on them to win another Western Division title. So they're going to be a tough team. It's a tough team to start. It's tough to start on the road. And Houston has been tough traditionally in these last few years. And, always it seems Houston was traditionally tough with the New York Mets, even going back to 86 and all of those series that they had with them that were really battles sometimes. So it'll be a good test for the Mets starting out the season. Now, Houston starter on opening day, Framber Valdez, has been one of the game's most consistent starting pitchers the last few seasons, finishing in a top 10 American League Cy Young Award voting each of the past 3 years. So no easy matchup there for the Metsies, but maybe that's the way you want it. Number one against number one. And it all kicks off in a little over 24 hours from now. So the excitement is building as the Mets get ready for the 2025 season. And we will be here, God willing, all season to update you and to keep you informed on all of the comings and goings and doings of the Mets. And also we'll try to cover the minor leagues as well, as when we go down on the farm. Once the minor league rosters get set and the season starts, they start in a couple of weeks. AAA and AA will start in a couple of weeks, and then a week or two after that, the High A Cyclones will start, and I think St. Lucie starts then. So they'll all be in action by mid-April, I believe. I have not looked yet at the Cyclone schedule or the St. Lucie schedule. As you know out there, I am a big Cyclones fan as well. I like to watch them on the MILB app, and I keep in touch with them. And I don't know which players are going to be there this year, but there's a good chance they should have a good team. There's a chance that Boston Barrow might be there, maybe even Carson Bench. we'll have to see. That would be great if you had both of those guys. Both of them were terrific. And we'll see some of the other young pitchers that they may have had. Jonah Tong was there last year until they moved him up to Binghamton, where I believe he's starting the season this year. So excitement is coming, and it all starts tomorrow. So stay tuned to Mets Musings all season. You can find us on YouTube and on Rumble and on all of your podcast apps, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, if you just want the audio version. So, until next time, remember, keep the faith, stay optimistic, and let's go Mets! Opening day is almost here. Can't wait. I'm Gary Mack. See you next time on another edition of Mets Musings.